Hey, YouTube viewers. I was reminded today of another thing that I love about direct primary care, and I wanted to share it with you. So, direct primary care, in case you haven't heard of it before, it's what we at Pine Ridge Family Medicine practice, and it's where we don't bill health insurance for your care. You pay a monthly membership fee to be part of our patients, and then you get unlimited visits, numerous procedures for free, other procedures just for the medications that it takes to do them. Or at least we in particular, have a small number of medications, especially generic and common medications for cholesterol and blood pressure, that we can get super inexpensively, wholesale, and then sell them on to our patients after dispensing them. And that way they can save more money that way. And we have gotten experience with knowing the ins and outs of the area of what places offer the best cash prices for those who don't have insurance or who want to save their insurance for really big ticket items. Um, so that's direct primary care. It's amazing how much money doctors end up spending just being able to bill insurance, and that's why direct primary care works, in that it's just so much of my time that I don't have to spend doing the paperwork that insurance demands of me and arguing with insurance companies about whether what I've decided is the plan of care is an accurate plan of care, because these insurance companies have obviously been to medical school and that's why they're doctors. No, wait, that's not. It's a very confusing system that it works this way. So direct primary care is an effort to kind of put the control back in the hands of the patients rather than in the hands of the insurance companies, making the rules about how healthcare should work. So it's more of a conversation directly between me and the patient about their needs and what I view as the necessities that they need to get done and how much everything costs. Because that's another thing in medical care that you don't see very often, is actually an upfront pricing. How much is this CT scan going to cost me out of pocket? How much is this hospital stay going to cost me out of pocket? Anyway, I'm kind of getting away from my point. So this morning, I got the opportunity to drop off some medications for one of my patient families that I'm really worried about. I mean, they came down with coronavirus, which is so common, hopefully getting less and less common as time goes on. But I'm worried about them. They're struggling. They're someone that I've been seeing for a long time. And I saw this list of medications that they might be able to benefit from and might be able to make them feel better. I mean, as simple as just ibuprofen that they don't have on hand, and now everyone in the family is sick and they're just feeling awful. So I was able to bring their prescriptions down to their house during my lunch break and drop them off, and I feel much better about it. I'm doing the best I can to help them get better. I mean, there's nothing crucial about these medications. They're not in life-threatening situations, and hopefully they don't get worse to the point of needing more advanced care. Um, but I just love being able to do it. And it really reminds me, this is only the second time I've gotten to do a house visit like this, and I didn't even really visit with them. It was just dropping off meds outside their door. This is the second time I've done that in the year and a half that I've been in direct primary care. I was looking forward to doing more house calls and house visits, like, you got a bunch of sick kids, let me just come over to your house. I have to charge a little bit extra for that, but that way I can just see everyone at one fell swoop. You don't have to deal with getting them in the car. I can even write prescriptions right there, send them on my phone to your local pharmacy. That's really direct primary care. That's what we're all about here at Pine Ridge Family Medicine. Um, but because of the coronavirus pandemic, that's been not such a great time to do house calls. I mean, if I did one house call and then a second house call and that second house call ended up getting coronavirus, man, that would be a big bummer. And I would always wonder whether I passed that along or what happened with that. So just to avoid that at this time is one of my goals. So instead, I do a lot of telemedicine, a lot of phone calls, a lot of over the video visits, kind of like this. Where I can just come right into their homes, even if it's not in person, but really direct whatever concerns they have and be able to address them right away. And that's really cool. So I dream of doing house calls one day. For now, I'm just doing mid drops, and that's really cool. And it's funny, I had a conversation recently with another physician who happens to be in the Army. He kind of called up out of the blue and wanted to know more information about what direct primary care is. I mean, that's similar to the path that I took from the military and joining Dr. V's practice here at Pine Ridge. And he asked me all the typical questions about how patients work and whether patients take advantage of you, and what it's actually like day to day, how often you're on call. Uh, yeah. And then he was like, well, I have a tough question and I don't know how to ask this without offending you. You know it's going to get good from there. So he asks, well, what if patients can't pay that monthly fee? And I was able to say, you know what? We've never had a patient that we had to turn away from that. We always have other patients that donate to funds to make sure that people are getting their health care, especially during this time of coronavirus. Or we as an office decide, nope, we're going to allow that charge to slide, or this monthly fee for a couple months while they're getting back on their feet. So, I mean, we just have that freedom. I have the freedom to spend my lunch break dropping off medications because I don't have 30 patients that I need to see today. And my office has the freedom of providing free health care to people who need it. I mean, that's kind of the value of a small business in the first place. This is the only Pine Ridge Family Medicine entity. We're not a conglomerate. We're just a single little office with a couple staff members and 2 docs. And I think we're all the better for it. I mean, we can really spend our time as we see fit. We have that freedom. We can really benefit the community. And that's why I became a doctor, is because I want to benefit the community. I want to spend my lunch breaks bringing people medications that they need. I mean, don't get me wrong. I didn't really want to spend my lunch break doing that. And I had to read at least, they were very silly, 2 clickbait things off of Facebook. And I wasn't supposed to be on Facebook anyway because I gave it up for Lent. But then I persuaded myself to get in the car and go. And I'm so glad that I did, because it really is what I want to be spending my life doing. So thank you so much to our patients that allow us to practice medicine this way. And thanks for listening to me rant about why direct primary care is so awesome. And I hope you get to be a patient of a direct primary care office as well, because it's awesome. Thanks for watching. If you want to watch any other videos of me ranting about how great direct primary care is, you might want to watch some of those, or just subscribe to our channel so you can see when we have other educational videos come out. Thanks.